All right, guys. So here's the
Our
first
chemistry is so
of
unique. We
I
in the
hope to
streets and we
be,
ain't freaking with the
several
industry. It's our music,
narrated
nigga. So
workout
make sure you
videos.
get ready.
And obviously, the purpose of this video is to kind of lead by example, kind of show you what I'm doing in the gym, and so you can basically just go and do it, and you'll have everything that you need to go ahead and get your workout on and be successful at your workouts in the gym. So today we're doing box squats. I'm using a 150-pound dumbbell, which it kind of sucks because I have to carry it all the way from the other side of the gym and then back at the end of the workout, which really sucks. But I've had some knee injuries in the past, and I probably have about 30% of my meniscus remaining. And so the box squats are the only type of squat that doesn't give me knee issues, afterwards. Now I may work up to doing some back squats once I feel like I've got the proper muscle development in my quads, but most of my leg work has been organic through boot camp and calisthenics and stuff like that. I haven't been doing a whole lot of weight bearing, leg work. But I find that I get a good burn in my quads and my glutes, and I'm seeing the muscle development proceed pretty rapidly here since I've been doing the box squats over the last couple months. We're supersetting them with box jumps, which kind of adds a little cardiovascular aspect of it and still gets that burn. So I'm doing 8 here. I did 20 box squats and I'm doing 8 here. And it's very important for you, those of you who have knee injuries, that you really focus on developing those lower leg muscles because they are the strongest in your bodies. Your quadriceps, your hamstrings, and your glutes. Those control the bulk of your weight, and so it's very important that you develop those muscles. Here you can see a little obstruction. There's some other people in the room training her client, getting their workout on. So there will be some obstruction of view, but it's all good. They're just getting their workout on too. But those of you who may have some knee injuries, it's very important that you don't just neglect your leg muscles because they control the bulk of your weight and they support your skeleton. So if you just let them waste away, they will atrophy and they will go away. It's move it or lose it. And if you don't develop those lower leg muscles, you're going to only cause more pain and more stress on your ligaments and on your joints than you would have otherwise. So it's important that you develop those lower leg muscles, or you're going to have more knee issues, you're going to have hip issues, and then it's going to get to your back. And having improper lower leg muscle development can cause a slew of injuries that can really debilitate you. So it's very important that you emphasize making sure you work your legs, even if you're going to do wall squats, or if you got to use one of the big physio balls and then squat and roll that ball up and down the wall to make sure you keep your posture. Or box squats, I find that some of my clients with knee issues have not had the problems with the box squats, and it allows your knees to kind of follow their natural range of motion, so they're not being forced in any way to completely stabilize your body. You can kind of lower yourself down in between your knees in a comfortable position and then raise yourself up. You can sit back. You don't have a lot of weight on top of your back, pushing your chest down, and it just takes a lot of pressure off your knees. And so I really like the box squats. You know, Obviously you're going to be limited in terms of weight because they only really go up to 200-pound dumbbells, or at least I'm going to be limited. I'd like to eventually get up in doing some more weight, but I'm going to keep the reps high because I don't want big bulky legs. I don't want to squat for 500-600 pounds. I just really have no need for it. I like to do some distance running and sprinting and stuff, and I don't really have a need for big bulky legs. So really what I'm doing here is for muscle development and muscle endurance. Now this is a tough workout though, so we definitely don't take it easy. We work at what we're working at, but my idea is not to get the biggest legs that I can. Or I picked up on the third set. This is actually my last set, and I went second. My partner here, Stephanie, she is a hardcore triathlete and Iron Woman. She and her husband, they go real hard and they do a lot of miles. So she'll do this workout and then probably run 5-10 miles again over the course of the day. So but this is also exemplary of having a workout partner, and the most important thing is having somebody to work out with that has the right mindset. We're both trainers, and so we know when we come in the gym that we're there to get the work done. And so there's not, a lot of chit chatting, unless it's between reps, which is, or between sets, which is, you'll be able to see over the course of this video. When one of us is going, the other person is the other person, that's the only time you really get to rest. There's not really much time where both of us are doing nothing. And the times that we switch, like we switched from the box squats and box jumps over here to some Romanian deadlifts on the Smith machine, the only time that we were down was the time it took me to take my camera down and walk across the gym. So there's not a lot of time to rest, and we get a lot of volume into our workout uh, because we don't spend a lot of time chit chatting and standing around. So here you'll see the efficiency of having a good workout partner. You'll see her do her reps here. I think she was doing maybe 12 reps, and then she'll rack the weight and she'll go over and do superset. We're doing hamstring curls because the Romanian deadlifts are really good for your lower back and glutes and into your hamstrings. And so she'll rack up her weight and then she'll go over and superset with the hamstring curls while I'm adding my weight. And so this is efficient um, workout partner teamwork in the gym. And so while she's going to get her set in, I'm adding my weights, and this is showing that you don't have to do the same amount of weight. Our weight isn't close to being the same. Granted, we're both working, you know, hard, and our legs are already burning, but you don't have to do the same weight to have a good workout partner. And finding the person who's best suited, looks like you, and is the same fitness level, that's going to be tough to do anyway. Just find the person with the right mindset that's willing to, show up regularly, is going to be dependable, and is going to, give it their all during the workout, and not going to sit there and talk your ear off. So sometimes working out with your best friend does not work if y'all got a lot to talk about. Most of the times it's not going to work unless both of you are very serious about your workout. So kind of in the background there, you can see Stephanie finishing up her hamstring curls, and here I am about to start my first set. And so there's not really a lot of time to talk when you're working hard. She's done, I'm going. Sometimes maybe we get a little chat in while we're going, in the early sets, but towards those end sets, man, it's hard to talk when you're really working hard. So I'm doing, I think, 305 here, doing sets of 8. I keep my feet a little bit wider because I do want to work on that lower back. A lot of people carry that fat around that lower back, and these Romanian deadlifts definitely help with that. My hands were slippery here, and I couldn't rotate the bar all the way around, which kind of sucked because my legs were tired, so I had to kind of regain my composure and then kind of wedge my leg up under that bar to get it set. But after a couple of sets, I think I went and got some chalk, and it made it a little bit easier. But that weight was pretty challenging for me. I like the Smith machine because it has bumpers on it, and so I can go down without catching that weight with my back. A lot of people, because of poor posture or poor motion. You could have great posture and poor motion and still hurt yourself. If you're catching that weight with your back, or you go from down to transitioning to going back up too quickly, you can still injure or tweak your back. And those injuries, can be long lasting. So you see, I'm going to do my hamstring curls. Stephanie takes the weight off, racks it up, and by the time I'm done with my hamstring curls, she's ready for her set. And so this is how we move efficiently through our workout and make sure that we're getting, the proper amount of reps in and getting some good work in. And, I definitely encourage any of you who, attend the gym regularly, find somebody who's in the gym and stays focused. And you may just want to strike up a conversation and, talk to them a little bit. And then maybe over time, you guys see that you're in there, regularly at the same time. You may just find a workout partner, man. But finding people that are overly common to you, sometimes it won't work if people want to stand around and talk. But you go in the gym, you got to be ready to work. You'll see that our rest intervals are the time it takes for our partner to do their set. And then that's it. If you're in there by yourself, pull out the stopwatch and get your set in, and keep consistent intervals of rest in between your sets. Now, I generally keep a rule of thumb, maybe 45 seconds on a set if I'm doing one exercise, to maybe a minute and a half if I'm doing like heavy bench press or something like that. But when it comes to supersets, you can up that a little bit because you're working for a significant a significantly more of a period of time. So you can add some time, especially if you're using the same muscle group. Now, if you're doing a push-pull superset, then you could probably cut that time down because you're using different muscle groups. But if you're using the same muscle group for both exercises, like here we're using lower back and hamstrings, and then we're going over and doing hamstrings again. It's okay if you were doing that by yourself to increase your rest time to maybe 2 minutes because you'll be working for probably at least 45 seconds to a minute. So getting that rest in, allowing yourself to recover is good. Now, I did this workout carb depleted and fasted. So, I was after those box squats, I'm already hurting. My energy level is just a tad bit low. But yeah, I still feel pretty good. And I know I still have more reps left. And that's another thing about having a workout partner. Whereas if you're in the gym by yourself, it's easy to say, oh, I'm good. I'll work my way up to 3 sets next time, or I'll stop at 2 sets this time, and I'll get those sets next time. And then you get there next time, you don't have any accountability, and you cut it short again. Now, when you have a workout partner and all of you are doing the sets, then you're much less likely to cut your workout short. So the accountability is helpful for everybody, and I'm talking about myself included. I've been in the gym and told myself, well, I can do that later, and then later never comes. So we got done with our box squats. I didn't record all the sets because I didn't want to make the video too long. We were in the gym about 90 minutes, so I wanted to kind of abbreviate this video. But here we are now. Stephanie chooses to do lunges, walking lunges, because she feels it works her legs better. I like to do step ups because I just don't like the lunges because I feel like they put more pressure on my knee than I want. So I'd rather do the step ups and the single leg step ups, and we're going to combine this with some TRX jumps, which you'll see here in a minute. And on the subject of doing these step ups, I like to do some individual leg and upper body movements because they keep you more balanced. Whereas if you only did, barbell stuff, you could have an imbalance and have one side that's significantly stronger than the other, but because you're using a barbell, it's harder for you to tell. With the dumbbells, you can tell when you have an imbalance, and because you're doing the same weight and similar reps, you may get 1 or 2 less reps with, one arm, or that one arm may get weak a little quicker than the other one, which generally will cut your whole set short. So your muscles will stay more even. And imbalances are a big cause of injury. So keeping some dumbbell exercises and some single leg exercises, whether it's overhead press or dumbbell bench press or incline, or single leg squats or step ups, is always good, especially if you have one leg or one shoulder, or if you have some injury history. It's important that you do some individual things instead of barbells. And so Stephanie did lunges kind of around, and I'm there setting up the TRX band. So the TRX band, we like to superset with something explosive, especially when we're doing our quads, because it does help to kind of get those quick twitch muscles firing and help with that muscle endurance as well, because we both like um, distance, distance running to some extent. Granted, I don't like anywhere near the distances that she likes to run. Like she did, I think she ran 36 miles the other week on her birthday, of all things. So that's way too far for me. And but at the end of the day, we both like to do endurance, and it doesn't make a lot of sense for me being 220. And here comes a guy. He doesn't see the phone on the thing. He 3, 2, bam. He ran right into it, but it held up. And so here's my first set of the step ups, and you'll notice that my heel doesn't come off the ground. It's very important on these step ups that you focus yourself on pushing up through your heel, because that way you really target the proper muscles. When you get up onto your shins, onto your toes, that you change the balance of the weight and the muscles that are being worked. But this is really good for glutes and quads, even your hamstrings. You know, the hamstring motion, pulling your knee back, is actually strengthening your hamstring. So these single leg step ups are also good for your hamstrings as well, and they work pretty much that entire group of lower leg muscles. And for me, they don't bother my knees because I can sit back and keep that knee back and well behind the toe, which helps keep me from, aggravating it because, once I aggravate it, it hurts for days, and I just don't want that. So I'm doing 10 on each leg, and then I'll go over and do, I think eight TRX jumps. But by now, my legs are definitely fatigued. I'm using 35-pound dumbbells. That will increase over time. I do like the deep step up because it does help work that deep range of motion and really help develop, your quads and your hamstrings and your glutes. So it's important to make sure you control yourself on the way down and don't just drop down. On these step ups, because that can be kind of brutal on your Achilles to just kind of drop down there. So you want to control that weight and get that eccentric, that negative on your way down, resistance. So you're getting the work on the way up and you're getting the work on the way down. So here I'm doing some TRX jumps, which I really don't. I'm struggling, my legs are burning. So you just use that to help pull yourself up. And notice how it helps me to sit back. So it really does help me to keep proper form in terms of where I'm putting the pressure on my knees. So if you have something like that at home or you have knee issues, it's good to get a band or something like that, or hold on to a staircase, or like I said before, use that big ball to roll up and down the wall so you can really sit back on that squat and kind of keep that pressure from going too far forward on your knees. Because a lot of times that involves, your kneecap not tracking right and causing some aggravation and irritation, of that kneecap area. So this definitely is on her second set of walking lunges, and we're definitely both feeling it at this point. But we push through it, man, because we committed to doing a workout, and that's what we're gonna do. And so it having a workout partner, man, I think it will raise anybody's game, especially if you have somebody who's consistent and willing to challenge you. And the same thing applies for running, man. You do not have to be able to run the same speed to, to have a running partner. You can give head starts. You can, what I'm saying, handicap distances. I mean, anything, man. You can make it work. You just got to do a little math so that you make it where you can, challenge each other and push each other. Or even if you have somebody that will show up just to make sure you're there, that's good enough. That's good enough for some people, to make sure somebody will make sure you're accountable to show up and get your workout in. A passion for Christ, I have you praying for revival. Give me my city, yeah, give me that. Less fish, gospel of peace, yeah, you can give me that. Fresh kicks, give me that. Rest with your blessing, Lord, I'm desperate. You gave me your life, so I look forward to my exit. So I think she was in like 12 or 15 or something, the TRX jumps. So, and sometimes, you're getting a workout and you committed to so many sets and reps, and then you get to like set number 2 and you're like, man, I wish I hadn't agreed to that many sets. But working through that is where you really develop. Your muscles don't develop if you stay in your comfort zone. And this was in a previous video, that I made. Your muscles don't develop until you push them to where they have to adapt to the training that you're given. If you just stay in your comfort zone and you just go into the burns a little bit, your body's not really going to change. You've got to really push yourself past that point where you are comfortable at all. I mean, you got to be kind of willing yourself through the workout. And if you're only getting there like the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes of your workout's not intense enough at the beginning. Like, you need to be fatigued, feeling some fatigue, period, near, that first 15, 20 minutes of your workout, assuming you're working out for 45 minutes to an hour. You need to be feeling some fatigue early. So you're forcing yourself to have to push through that workout. And that way you're going to build that muscle. Your body's going to adapt to the training that you're that you're doing, and then you're going to find yourself stronger, faster. You're going to find yourself looking better. You're going to have more muscle tone. You're going to be in better shape, and everything. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. I mean, but just staying in your comfort zone, staying on the elliptical for the whole hour, that's just not, well, that's just not the way to make progress. Now, if you're just doing something, if you just want to get on the elliptical to stay active, and there are people who do that, and that's perfectly fine. If you just want to be active, that's fine. But if you're trying to make progress, if you're trying to lose 20 or 30 pounds, you're stuck at a plateau, you got to increase your intensity. You got to increase your volume, the amount of distance you cover in time, the amount of weight you lift over time, and the amount of effort that you're putting in. So that was my second set, step ups, and now we're gonna move here to we're doing some ab rollers with the feet slide pads. And so this actually really does work your quads. I mean, it's very, very, very intense on your quads, but it's also involving some of the core, which most leg workouts do. And that's another thing that if you're not working your legs, you're missing out on just some residual core work because doing back squats, but almost every leg workout involves your core because you have to stabilize to an extent in some form or fashion. If you got that lower back fat, then you need to work on doing, some good leg work. And for those of you who are working and you think you're doing squats, just look in the mirror. If you squat and at the bottom of your squat, your back is parallel to the ground, that is not a squat. All right, you have got to keep an incline in your back. All right, you're just doing back bends and you're not targeting the muscles that you need to target. And you're not going to reduce the fat and build that muscle in your legs that you want. You're not going to get that muscle tone. So if your back is flat at the bottom, you need to work on keeping your chest up and lowering your butt. Now, if you find that you're unable to do that with the weight that you have, lessen the weight, improve your form and strength, and then move the weight back up. Because once you lift those heavy weights and you get flat back, that's an easy way to hurt your back. So lift in the mirror sometimes, and that's another good thing about having an accountability partner or workout partner, that they can tell you when your form sucks, which at some point when you get fatigued, your form will start to break down. So having someone there to keep you accountable is always key. But anyways, we're nearing the end of the video, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. Get in the gym, do what works for you and doesn't hurt, but make sure to push yourself. Des White, over and out. Peace.